What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have Saint Asonia. Yes, indeed. How about that? Saint Asonia making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-bobbity-bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Lena, and Lena wanted to see me react to this song by Saint Asonia called Fairy Tale. Now, have I heard this song before? I don't know. Here's the thing. Mrs. Heretic and I went and saw Skillet perform live about 3 years ago. And the opening act for Skillet was Saint Asonia. Now, did they play this song live? I don't know. They only had like 7 songs. It's possible. I don't know. I would have to go back and check the set list. But as far as I know, I've never heard this song before. Now, if I start listening to the song and I go, oh my goodness, I've heard this before. They played this at the show. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Saint Asonia, no surprise. And the video has 1.1 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Saint Asonia, Fairy Tale, audio. Just says audio, doesn't say official. So hopefully we'll be all right. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Now the game is over, so do you remember all the time you spent saying things you never really meant? It was all pretend, and it caught up to you in the end. So your flight has landed, and you're feeling stranded, but you will fake your way through the wreckage of one more useless day. Just one more day, just one more useless day. Play the victim again. It keeps getting older. Your story is over. Your fairy tale's at the end. Your fairy tale's at the end. You're starting over again. Your fairy tale's at the end. You want a chance to rewind, maybe change your one-track mind, but you're too afraid of changing, so you're locking yourself up in that safe place, in that same old place. Play the victim again. It keeps getting older. Your story is over. Your fairy tale.
Oh, I have a guitar solo. Okay. Didn't even think about that. Kind of caught me off guard. I'm glad I paused when I paused. Okay. Very rhythmic dependent. The chordal selection. It's good. Don't get me wrong. Everything sounds good. Everything sounds pleasing to the ear. But the strength of the song is definitely is in its rhythmic usage. Very much based around 16th note patterns. Da-da. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a da-da. Da-da. So it's on the 1E and then on the and of 2. So 1E of the first beat and of the second beat. Da-da. 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 Those are your accents. And the accents are really what's pushing this song forward more than anything else. Like I said, nothing against the chordal selection. I think the chordal selection that they came up with is fine. I like everything that's happening there. Notational selection sounds fine. The rhythmic patterns that the drummer's coming up with, the feel that he's coming up with, got no problem with that either. But the strength definitely lies in those accents pushing the song forward. And that's a syncopated rhythmic pattern being taken care of by the guitar, by the bass, and the snare on from the drum as well. Da-da, da-da. Yeah, it's powerful. It's effective. It's really giving the song the little extra push that it needs. So vocally, everything sounds fine. I got no issue with anything that's happening in the vocals. There's nothing about the song I don't like. I like everything about what I'm hearing. There's just certain things I'm liking more than others. That's all. So let's see what this guitar solo is all about here, shall we?
You're starting over again. Your fairy tales at the end. Never thought you'd ever feel this way again. Now misery's your only friend. Everything you said but never really meant caught up to you in the end.
I had that.
Your fairy tales at the end. Your fairy tales at the end. You're starting over again. Your fairy tales at the end. Your fairy tale is at the end. Your fairy tale is at the end.
Strong ending to boot. Nice. Glad to see we didn't take the old fade, the old linear fade. Glad to see we didn't do that. A song as strong as this, you don't need it. You don't really. I mean, a linear fade would do it injustice. Having a nice, strong, solid, defined ending, I think, is definitely the way to go. Okay. Not a lot to talk about. Honestly, I said pretty much everything I wanted to say during the course of the reaction, so we're not going to have a very long review here. I have a feeling. So let me get my thoughts together. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. And I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Saint Asonia with a tune entitled Fairy Tale. This was a request from Lena. Okay, couple things before I give the score. I didn't recognize the song, but I wanted to be sure. So I went and I checked the set list from back when they played at the Wiltern a few years ago. And no, this song was not on the set list. So we got lucky there. But I didn't recognize it anyway, so I had a feeling we were going to be safe no matter what. Second thing, before people feel like going in the comments and mentioning this, look, I know who the lead singer is. The lead singer used to be in 3 Days of Grace. I know that's who it is, okay? So don't feel like you need to go into the comments and tell me, because if I don't mention this, I'm gonna seriously have like 20 to 30 people in the comments saying, I bet you didn't know who the lead singer was. Yes, I know exactly who the lead singer is. I know. He used to be the lead vocalist for 3 Days Grace. I know he's got a very distinct vocal, a very distinct tone of voice, and he stands out in the crowd. He does. Okay, so trust me, I know. You don't need to go in the comments and tell me. Save you some time. Having said all that, let's get to the review. It's going to be a short one, folks, so don't get too comfortable here. Starting off with the score, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.2. Yep, 7.2. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.2. What does that mean? Well, a 7.2 would translate to a really good skill rating, because overall, I think this is a really good song. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and a B as in boy, B letter grade. Yes, a solid B. So there you go, a 7.2, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B as in boy, B letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Like I said during the course of the reaction, there's absolutely nothing wrong with what they did when it came to their songwriting, when it came to things like the chordal progression, the chordal selection, the notational selection. Everything sounded good across the board. Everything flowed well. Everything sounded nice. Everything was pleasing to the ear. Everything made sense. The strength of the song, though, came in its rhythmic patterns. Those 16th note patterns. Da-da, da-da. You know, the accents on the 1E and the of 2. So of the first beat, the 1E, rest for the 2E, come in on the of 2. So ba-da, 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 ba-da. That was the impact point. And what I found really interesting, I didn't notice this until the end, towards the end of the song. They did that exact same rhythmic pattern 2 different ways. Very staccato in the verses. You know, ja-jun, ja-jun, very staccato, ja-jun, ja-jun. But later on in the chorus, they did the exact same rhythmic pattern, but they did it more legato. Ja-jun, 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 ja-jun. And I was like, that's interesting how you can take the exact same rhythmic pattern, just change the approach a little bit, and the next thing you know, it sounds not completely different, but different enough that you gave it a little bit of a different flavor. So that was really nice, actually. Pretty clever on their part. As far as instrumentation goes, I think everybody across the board sounded really good. I think everybody played their parts really well. The parts weren't that impressive, if I'm being honest. It wasn't like mind-blowing, but it sounded good. It was pleasing to the ear. So I have no issue with anything that we heard. Guitar, bass, a lot of syncopated play from those two, in particular from guitar and bass playing together. Playing the same notes at the exact same time, that syncopated, subdivided pattern. Drummer came in with them every once in a while, not too often, usually on the very staccato parts. You might hear a little exit on the snare every once in a while. As far as the drumming goes, I think the patterns that he came up with sounded really nice. Came up with some nice grooves. It was all straight feel. I mean, we never changed feel. It's not like we ever went to halftime feel or double time feel. It was straight time from start to finish, snare on 2 and 4, but it still sounded really good. So I had no problem with it. Vocally, like I said, I know who it is, and I recognize the voice. Like, I kind of forgot that was the lead vocalist, and then the song started and I heard him sing. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It's the lead singer from 3 Days Grace. That's right. He just has one of those voices that's very distinct, and you recognize it. It kind of stands out in the crowd. So good for him. He doesn't sound like 100 other dudes. But everything he sang, I thought felt good and fit the context of the song. Now listen, I have no issue with the song whatsoever. I have no problem with the song at all. I don't have anything bad to say about it. All I'm saying is, if you're expecting a 9, I'm sorry, but I just don't think the song was impressive enough to get a 9. I've had so many other songs on the channel that from a technical standpoint blow this song completely out of the water. Now, does that make this a bad song? Absolutely not. It still sounds good. It's still pleasing to the ear. And at the end of the day, I think it's a really good song, which is why I'm giving it the really good score of 7.2. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.2, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B as in boy, B letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.